Let's get cozy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diamond, and on Diamond's Daily Dose, which I'm thinking about a name change, but on here I just talk about different forms of media that I consume, and I want to do a monthly reading wrap up because I was in a huge reading slump. When I tell you I was in a huge reading slump for January, February, and March, really, like I didn't really get into reading until like April, I believe. So let's get into it. I just want to talk about everything I read. And yes, I am in my PJs because free will, let's get comfortable and cozy and let's talk about the books I read this month. I track all my books through Storygraph. Very big month. Also, I just made like just a general post. So I guess I really don't need to go to my Storygraph because I can just go to my post I made. Okay. So let's get into it. I don't know if I should talk about Capadona because I read 1 through 3.5. I also read Score. That was a book club read for the month. And I also read The Scammer, and I finished The Close-Up because that was on my list. Let's talk about The Close-Up. Okay. I'm going to talk about The Close-Up because it's going to be like a quick little one too. Let's go and talk about I want to have better structure with these videos, so I want to look up the synopsis so we can get into it. Apparently, also, this character is from her Hoops series, Naz. I never read, only Kennedy Ryan book series I read so far is the Skyland series and this Renaissance series. So, The Close-Up is a novella by Kennedy Ryan that bridges her Hollywood Renaissance and Hoop series featuring a forbidden romance between Takara from Real and Nazareth Armstrong from Hoops. Set in the world of professional basketball and entertainment, it tells the story of a second-chance romance between Takara and her brother's rival, Naz, years after a magical first night together, exploring their undeniable connection and the obstacles they face. This, if you are looking for, or if you've read the book, it was like a quick, real grown, like every time I think about the book, I'm like, that was real grown, it was real sexy, and it was real love, like it was romantic. Like the only problems they had was that Takira wanted to not disrespect her brother, but Naz was like, respectfully, I don't give a dang about your brother, like I want to be with you, because they met when they were teenagers. And this was the first audiobook I listened to as well. I had been going on walks a lot and I was like tired of listening to music and I wanted to switch it up. So I seen this was an audiobook, so I listened to the audiobook version and I was just like, people be like, oh, can you don't write Spice? Or I feel like, what was the book that she did? Score and The Close-Up. Especially The Close-Up was just full of spice. Like they was getting down to the business. Okay, real grown. Like I feel like all her books are real grown. They know what they want. We know what we're here for. Let's get straight to business. But The Close-Up was really, really cute. Like they didn't have any real relationship problems because the whole book is them kind of rekindling this almost relationship, because like I said, they almost was together. Like they almost had a moment together when they were when she met him for the first time at her house up at that rooftop. Not rooftop, yeah, up at the little rooftop part they had at their house. So yeah, like I said, this book did not have like a lot of relationship problems. Like it was almost a perfect love story. I believe in second chances with stuff like this, but it's almost like forbidden love at the same time, which I haven't really read forbidden love tropes for real, but nothing too much to say about it, because the more I like reflect on the book, I was like, no, that was just really cute. Like he was coming back for his woman and he was not taking no. And she, at that point in the book, she was looking for love and she kept going on all these dates that just wasn't panning out, and she was just like, am I ever going to find the man of my dreams? And then here come Naz Armstrong. Oh. Oh, so very cute, very cute. I did enjoy that one. Score by Kennedy Ryan. I've already made a deep dive video on that, which I will link up. It'll be like on the cards on the screen, but beautifully written. Beautiful. I feel like Kennedy Ryan does such a good job at making you feel the growth in the character. That's how I felt about when I read Before I Let Go. I felt like the character development, like there's gonna be spice in there, but and it is like a slow burn, but it's just like the character development is just chef's kisses. Like I feel like she did such a good job, and the way she wrote this book, I really felt for Verity. I really felt for Verity, and the way she wrote it, and the way I love when authors give you these little hints that you don't really pick up on because you're just reading and trying to grasp the story and try to figure out what's going on in the story. And then when you finally get to the moment where it all clicks, it's like your brain just thinks about everything. Well, for at least for me, my brain just thinks about everything that I just read, and I was like, oh, so we have been experiencing, or we have been reading about Verity in these little moments leading up to her big manic episode, and all the behaviors that it was like kind of out of her character, but you're like, okay, like I love that. I love she's more confident in her class. I love that she's feeling herself, like all those things. But then she had her big manic moment. It was like, oh. And then we finally found out the tragedy and what happened with her and her parents. It was like, oh baby, give me a hug. Verity. And Monk, I feel like even his character, I feel like my only thing is we didn't get a lot of development. I feel like when it came to Monk's character was dealing with his parents and the infidelity, and his father cheating on his mom. And after eventually in the story, like towards the end, we seen that he somewhat had rebuilt a relationship with his father, because he was at family dinners, and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the mom stepdad, I mean the mom stepdad, the mom husband, the man that she had remarried had passed away, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that something else I read? Oh, child, I be reading so many books. But either way, the dad was coming back around. I know that for a fact that he was there at the house. And I feel like we didn't really get that character development of Monk, like kind of accepting what his father did, and then realizing that, this is my dad, I still love him. And it seemed like the mom and the dad, obviously they're not together, but they have a connection, they have a friendship, they have kids together. So there's something that happened that kind of made them all come together. And then Verity just allowing and accepting herself to be loved for the things that she carries within herself and her mental illness, and the fact that she went from, oh, I'm not gonna have a family, I'm not gonna have kids, I'm not gonna do this X, Y, and Z, to letting Monk come in and love her and take care of her, and her being like, you know what, okay, I think I do. I think I can't do this family thing. Like, because it was like one thing after another. Like, she had seen what it was like for a person who deals with mental illness to be in a relationship, and how they end up getting divorced because it becomes too much, or their friend says too much. And it's just like, even in her own, like her little own group of friends, like even the one friend that wasn't diagnosed with bipolar, she was just saying, like, sometimes it can be too much, especially if as a person, it seems as what I've read in the book is that when you do take the medication, it dilutes you into a version that you're not of yourself. So it's like, even in the book, you can tell she struggled, because it was like, okay, if I take my medicine, I feel like I'm diluted of my creativity and the person I am. But if I don't take my medicine, then it can lead to me having an episode and lead to me making choices and decisions that I'm not in the right mind to be making. So just the character development, I really felt for Verity. And I know, like, even like, I'm not going to talk too much about book club, because what happens in book club stays in book club. But even hearing some of the women and how they felt about how Verity was going back and forth between not wanting to tell Monk and wanting to tell Monk, and not wanting to and not telling him. She didn't want to tell him at all, and how it was just like all could just be well if you just tell him, like, hey, I know what happened while we were like together in that time frame. I know you thought technically she did cheat. I know all those things, but I was just not in the right mind. I just feel like she was scared. I feel like because she had heard it, she's seen it, how relationships just don't work out. At that point, she was just like, it's not for me. Like, I'm not going to bring someone else to my life and have them have to take care of me and be there for me. And I don't want to bring my child into this and all those things. So beautifully written. Like, Miss Kennedy Ryan does it again. She did her big one. I did cry for multiple reasons. One, very just like, wow, that was really good. And also I was going through my own things, so it did make me cry a little bit. Just reading how they had this, like, the tension, oh my gosh, the tension that they had between each other was just like undeniable. Like, they really vibed very well. I mean, even it started off crazy. I never read a book that had a threesome in it. I never read a book that had butt play in it. Like, I never read anything. So reading that, I was like, oh, Miss Kennedy Ryan, you are stepping into a new like range of how far you're gonna write your scenes out, but I did enjoy it. It took me, I was like, in the first 40 pages, they was already like threesome. Like, they started off Monk and Verity, they started off crazy. Like, they started off having a crazy situation, and I feel like that also sparked something in him, because I feel like he was physically attracted to her and she was physically attracted to him, and he just would let her do anything because he just really was infatuated with her. And like, her love for writing and her love for history and all those things, I feel like him being a musician and everything he loved, like, you know, when creatives get together, it's just like when you're with somebody who has passion, it just sparks something in you, I feel like. So I also love reading about creatives being together, because it's just like, that is so stinking cute to me. Like, y'all are so beautiful and cute. So yes, that was Score. If you want to hear me even like really talk real long in depth, like I said, I made a whole long length 40-minute video about Score. I really did enjoy that book, and I'm looking forward to whatever next that Kennedy Ryan drops. I'm gonna just get through all the books before I talk about Capadona, because I'm talking about 1 through 3.5. Okay, so the next one I read was The Scammer, and I read this in one sitting. I started it, and I was doing something where I just couldn't really do anything else, so I just read my book. Let me tell you something. I talked about this briefly in my vlog on my personal channel, but I went into The Scammer completely blind. I don't know how people, I know how some people will like read the synopsis, read like reviews and all that stuff. I go into books really blind. Like, if I hear, oh, this book was so good, I'm going to read it. If I love the cover art, I'm going to read it. If I love the author, I'm going to read it. I will give a book a chance. If it's a black woman author, I'm going to read it. If it's a black author, I'm going to read it. So I don't really like go deep diving and reading about what the book is about. I just start reading it. And that's exactly what I did with The Scammer. So I had no idea what I was getting myself into until I started reading the book, and I'm like, okay, this is getting very culty. As we are on the rise of the Nature Boy documentary just coming out, everyone talking about that, and everything that was discussed in that, and like just cult things that's happening. And reading this book, I said, this is literally like what people was watching, but in a book form, you know, like impressionable young adults going to college. And I would say that it's been a while since the book made my jaw drop. Okay, and I was like, I need to get back into my thriller bag a little bit, because I just been reading a lot of romance, a lot of second chance romance, falling in love, oh, I love you, I love you. I've been reading a lot of that, and I need to take a break and get back into the thrillers, because my jaw dropped when that detective told, what's her name? Oh, I didn't even read the I didn't read the synopsis for Scammer. Let me read it. So, considering the fact that I didn't read it, let me read it. Okay. The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson is a young adult thriller about college freshman Jordan. That was her name, Jordan. Whose life at a prestigious HBCU is upended when her roommate's ex-con brother Devontae moves into their dorm, becoming a charismatic but controlling figure whose influences leads to a mysterious disappearance, forcing Jordan to uncover a web of lies with the help of the university's only white student. Okay, so Jordan, I'm reading the book and I'm like, okay, Jordan, we know that something tragically happened with her brother that she doesn't really want to talk about. We know that her parents judged the hell out of her for wanting to go to HBCU and not like, what was it? Yale, Harvard, one of those schools. She's going to school for law because that's what her parents want her to do. She keeps talking about her brother, but not really saying like, oh, I'm doing this for you, Kevin. I think that's her brother's name. I'm doing this for you. But we don't necessarily know what it is and why she's doing it, okay? She also seems to struggle socially. She came from an all-white school. She wanted to attend a HBCU so she would stop feeling like a minority in a space, and just having to be around a bunch of white people that want to prove that like, oh, I'm not racist, I have a black friend, or, you know, all those things. So her parents, not pro-black. That was interesting to read. And so she encounters these 4 girls, and they're like, well, 3 girls, because she's a quad, so 3 girls. 3 roommates. They all instantly click. They're like, oh my gosh, like, oh, we're at college, we're freshmen, we're this and that and third. They connect instantly. One of the girls, what was her name? Vanessa. One of the girls, Vanessa, was like, oh, my brother is getting out. He just got out of prison for credit card fraud. Like, is it okay if y'all meet him? Like, she's going on and on about her brother, Devontae. And then Devontae comes around and you're reading it and you're like, okay, like, I'm here for it. Like, I'm here for everything that you're saying. You're right. Like, in the America, in the world that we live in, like, everything comes down to about race. Like, white people would do stuff to harm themselves just so the black population cannot succeed in this life, right? So I'm kind of going along with it, but then stuff starting to get a little crazy. He started becoming very controlling, and it started bothering me because I'm like, okay, so one guy, 4 girls. He's becoming controlling. He has these weird teas. He had the one girl, one of the roommates who was super religious, had a boyfriend at home, everything. She loses her virginity to him. Like, and just manipulated her and then even when they had them drink the tea, and obviously it was some type of psychedelic, and he was just telling Jordan like, oh, your parents want to control you and this and the third. And she was so like, she was there, but she wasn't all the way there, right? And they started to isolate her, and then she wanted to like tell, but then she didn't want to tell. And then he was all like, well, you're not going to come to this land. Like, how, if you watch Nature Boy documentaries, like, they wanted this land where it was going to be everything for the black community to come and prosper and be great. And it's like, I think collectively that is something that we all want. But it becomes different when there's one man who then puts himself up there and say, well, I'm God. You have to listen to what I say. What I say go. You can't do this. You can't do that. You don't need to put on makeup and wear your natural hair and do this and do that. Like, very, very controlling. And I'm reading like, oh, this is not, I don't too much like this, right? And I mean, even them all collectively calling their parents being like, I need money. I need help. Can you send me money? Oh, we could take credit cards out in your name, and then we could like use that. And so he has all this money, but it's not his money. It's money that he's been collecting, right? And I'm reading along and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Just to get to the end. And when that detective said, oh, Vanessa isn't his sister, Vanessa is his girlfriend, and they have been doing this at previous like other colleges. And then you also find out that Vanessa is connected to her brother, and her brother is the one who unalived himself, and her brother kept talking about the school and Fraser where he wanted to go, and she had went there, and then she somehow bribed them to put her in the same dorm room as Vanessa. So sister was already hip. Sister was there for revenge. Sister realized like, oh, you're the reason why my brother's not here no more. It's just, for me, I say it was written really good. Devontae got away with the win. That pissed me off, okay? Vanessa did get caught up and ended up going to jail. But there were casualties along the way. The other roommate and the boy Legacy. Cammy, I think it was. Cammy went missing. And Legacy went missing. And that made me sad because it was like, I know that Jordan was doing it on the revenge of her brother. And I know that she had a plan. And I mean, she even said she almost got swept away too. It was so easy to believe everything that Devontae was saying. Like, you right. Like, everything he said, okay. Some cases, but yeah, you're right. And so it's just like, yeah, I did not see that one coming. I did not see the sister being the girlfriend and not the sister. I said, oh, that's crazy. And also the fact that she goes to HBCU and then gets with a white man. I do got a little soft spot for Nick though. Nick had a messed up upbringing. He was basically raised by his nanny, and his nanny kind of brought him into the family. So that's why he was real like hip white boy, you know. But that's just it's kind of funny how she do all that just to end up with a white man. But yeah, I think their relationship was cute though. But even Nick had like a terrible story with him being like abusive, controlling boyfriend, and then the boyfriend ended up unaliving the girl that he had a crush on that was his friend, and he felt very guilty about it, and he had seen it. Like, that was crazy. I was like, oh, Nick, give me a hug. I'm so sorry, boo. But yeah, it was a good book. Going into that not knowing what, I was like, wow, took me by surprise, I'll tell you that. So we've made it to Cappadona 1 through 3.5. And let me tell y'all something. If I could sum it all up, because there's so many things that happened, okay? There were so many different storylines. He was beefing with 2 different niggas. Okay? One about his girl Joy, and the other because he just thought, oh, because his baby mama. I'm trying to think, like, why was he beefing? Because his baby mama. He didn't even know he had a baby with. Oh my gosh. Cappadona, he is the unhinged twin. Okay, I feel like Capone gonna show you, like, okay, hey, you want me to show you something? I can show you something. But his twin, his twin don't care. His twin gonna show his ass. His twin is going to show you why y'all didn't want him up out of the pen. Okay, because everything that man do was unhinged. And Joy loved it. She loved every second of it. Them 2 together. Cause in Capone, Aaron was like, no, I don't want to learn how to shoot a gun, and I don't want my brother to do that. And da. Boy, Alea, Joy was about that life. Okay, Joy actually got real turned on by her man handling big business. Joy actually told Cappadona. He said, you want me to handle it? She said, handle it. He said, okay. And he handled it. Oh my gosh. Joy's about that life. And though, I would say, I feel like, yes, it was on the darker side of the story. Because it was sad. Alea's story was very sad. Her brother pimping her out. Alea basically just only knowing pain. And then she runs to a nice man named Cappadona, who took care of her and her baby Promise. And that, boy, when I tell y'all, I don't know, it was because I was drinking wine, but when I read their wedding scene and I wanted to fully immerse myself in the story, so I put on Promise, y'all, I was boo-hooing in my bed. I was. It was something about him holding Promise, them playing Promise, me playing Promise, me reading it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was just back to back to back. First, Cappadona had to get rid of the nigga that Kendra was messing. Was that name Kendra? Was that my baby mama named Kendra? I forgot the baby mama name. He learned he had a son that he didn't even know he had. Oh my gosh. I would say, to sum up those, that was a really good read. It had me hooked. Okay, it's so many different things that happened that I don't even know which way to pinpoint what happened. I just think, like, the different scenes, especially when, like, boy, but Leia just like me, just gonna tend to her man whatever you want. Especially I feel like when you got a man that's taking care of you, that don't want for nothing, it make you want to take care of him. So I really loved their story. Very cute. Cappadona actually had me laughing out loud. Like, I don't know, that man is just so unhinged, but he's so serious, and he's probably like the sweetest man around his family and his woman and his kids. But put him out on the streets, oh, be careful, because he don't care. The whole city gotta go down for his. The whole city gotta go down for his. But I do feel bad. It was that lady named Kendra. I want to say Kendra so bad. A part of me feel a little bad for Shorty. She didn't deserve to go out like that. Was she using Cappadona? Yes. Was she a good mother? Not necessarily, but did she give the baby everything he wanted? Yes. But was she there emotionally and physically? She was pregnant when she was unalived by her own baby daddy, her second one. That man was crazy. But yeah, I feel like I did feel bad for Kendra just a little bit. She did not deserve that. But it has been fun reading the Delgado family. I'm now on Capri. I feel like new month. I'm super excited. Love that I read Capone, I read Cappadona, now I'm reading Capri, and I'm just gonna keep working my way through. yeah, I love how they take care of their women. I love how they don't fuck around. They love on their women. They love on their family. Very family oriented. Like to be inherited into a Delgado family. Wow, wow. Okay, wow. Okay. I reading a Joy story and seeing that she gets a happy ending really made my heart happy, you know, because she really deserved that. She did not deserve everything that happened to her in her life. Even when they kidnapped, let's talk about when they kidnapped her. Oh my gosh, when they kidnapped her, I said, this man's gonna burn the whole city down. Luckily, she had that little tracker on her, but yeah, oof, crazy. So I gave every book I read a 4. Every single one of them a 4. Good nonetheless. That is all the books that I read for the month of June. Like, isn't it crazy? How many books was that? 3, 6, 8? 8 books for the month of June. And that's only because, and honestly, her books, Jacko J, her books are not that long. Like, you know, if I sit down on a good day, I could get through a whole book in one sitting, you know, and it's so good that when you get to it, it'd be like, to be continued, you'd be like, let me go ahead and download the next one. And then it's just, also, I can imagine reading this in real time. Like, I'm glad that I could like read and be like, what? What do you mean? And then go on to the next book immediately. Because I got to figure out, why would you even say that? Why would you even have the courage to say that? So I am enjoying getting through her catalog. I'm going to do a little mix up this month. I'm going to try to read a little bit of Jacko J and mix in a little thriller and see what happens. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed this video and listening to me ramble, thank you so much for watching it all the way through. I will see y'all in my next video. All my links are always down below, linked to my other channel, my business, socials, all the good stuff is always linked down below. If you want to be included in my We're Strangers But series, which is where I give you my 2 cents unsolicited advice about your story, you can submit your story in the email down below as well. And I will see y'all in my next video.